computer. There we go. All right. Perfect. Okay. So thank you everybody for coming to Circle. Okay. I'm going to open us up with a prayer. If everyone would join me, please. Holy Father, Mother God, thank you for allowing us to come together today in service of spirit. Please help us to open all of our senses, physical and spiritual, so that we can receive your messages without interference from our own minds. We humbly ask that you make this circle an uplifting and joyous experience for everyone in attendance. Please ask the spirits who recognize the voices in this room to join us this morning so that we will know that they watch over us, love us, and protect us still. And please allow us to deliver the information presented by Spirit with grace and compassion, in complete trust and respect of your infinite wisdom. Amen. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead. Okay. When anybody gets a link, just go ahead and step in. Okay.
I can start off.
Sure, thank you. Okay, go ahead and step up and let's go. How about 10 minutes each? Okay, with minimal feedback.
I have a serviceman here. It feels like Marine. He's very young, more like in his mid-20s. He's part of the family. Feels a little distance in terms of could be a nephew. But he's strong-willed, very proud patriot. Yeah, he did serve in the war, and you would have dog tags in memory of him. Who can understand this gentleman?
Sure, I'm listening, but it would be for somebody living and they're no longer that age.
Sure, I'm also listening. It's also someone living.
Someone living. Okay.
Sure, I can take someone in spirit, but it wasn't the Marines. It was the service. He was young. He passed when he was young, but it was not the Marines.
Okay. I'm seeing him in green dress.
That probably makes sense.
Okay. All right. And he's bringing my attention to a young girl who would have been like 3-4 years old.
I understand a young girl
Okay.
connected to him.
Yes. Okay. Very strong gentleman. It gives me the feeling that he would just love to serve and be with his buddies, serving the nation, as if he looked forward to serving, doing the duty.
Would imagine. I don't know a whole lot about him,
Okay.
but I would imagine. So I know more of the girl.
Okay. So that does not resonate with the living person, Adrian, Joanne.
I don't believe so for me.
Okay.
I also do have someone passed away, but he wasn't in the Marines. That also serves.
Yeah, I may be not reading the branch.
Mhm.
But he did serve, and just incredible love for serving, going for duty. Um, would you understand the distance? It's, he's related somehow. It feels like related. He's
I understand that, the distance, but feels like related.
oh, okay. All right.
I can take the distance and related.
Okay. All right. Good. Thank you. I don't know. Life is hard, then you die. Life is hard, then you die. But it's he didn't feel it so much when he was on duty. The only thing that really poked at his heart was, would you understand this young girl as his daughter?
I
No,
I can take he has more than one daughter though.
Okay. Elise?
it is not his daughter. They are related.
Okay. All right. So well, I'm still with both of you then. No vices. I mean, no bad habits with this gentleman. I'm not even into smoking, not into drinking. Just simple, powerful. He was kind of a leader. Would you understand a leader? Like
I would
battalion
imagine so.
leader, a colonel, things like that.
I would imagine.
Okay. Talk about the dog. Would you understand a dog with this gentleman?
I would understand the dog with the girl.
Okay. Yep.
Probably
Joanne?
him as well. Well, him as well. Yes, probably.
Okay.
Come to think about it,
Okay, I'll continue. I need to find something distinguishing. Is C name? Would anybody understand his C name around this gentleman? Not necessarily his name, but somebody associated with him. Very close, though. Very close and significant.
It feels like I should know. I should know one, but I can't. I'm not
Okay.
sure. Oh, wait, this.
Yeah, there were no goodbyes. So
Correct.
there was
Yeah, I understand
no
that.
time for goodbye.
Yes.
Joanne?
well, I can take the C name, but I don't know um but I don't know how that's related though.
You would also understand his father lived to his old age.
Yes.
Yes, I can take that.
Okay, still both of you. How do you connect with ocean with this gentleman in terms of yeah, ocean? river,
I
blue
understand that.
water, spreading ashes. Would you understand there?
Yes, connected to him, yes.
Okay. Joanne? Okay. So I feel I'm with Elise. Let's see. Yeah, there was not a hint of fear in this gentleman. So that's what he wants to pass it on. I was not afraid. It was never on my mind. I served, served with confidence, served with pride. The only heartbreaking thing is this girl.
The girl, you said?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. He just wants to send lots of love to this girl.
I understand that.
Okay, so I'm just gonna stop here, leave you with his love and blessings.
Thank you, sure.
Thank you.
Would you like feedback or?
Yes, please.
Okay, this is my niece's uncle who served in the Vietnam War and passed. He died in the war. He was shot down, I believe. But he passed during the war. And all the descriptions you described, his father also was high ranking in the military and was all those things. And I imagine he was as well. The C name, I think his wife's name started with a C, but I just can't grab it, but I'm going to find out and I'll let you know. Oh, the ocean. So my brother, my niece's dad, his ashes were spread in the Gulf, in the ocean. And what else? And the girl in Lots of Love Story, I was just thinking her dad came in, I don't know, probably a week ago with a message, and you might have brought it. I'll have to look. No, Carol did. I was supposed to give her a message and I still haven't done it. And I was thinking about it right before this. I thought, oh my gosh, I have to give her this message to her
That's
dad. And he's never come in, and they have the same name. The niece and the uncle share the same name. And Carol came in with Jody, her name. So I'll give you that. So anyway, so I guess I better reach out.
it's a reminder.
And that's the first thing. And the dog, I know they grew up with dogs, my sister-in-law and her brother and them. And then they've always had dogs since then. My niece has dogs. They had dogs. Anyway, thank you.
You're great. Thank you.
A spirit reminder. That was great.
I know, because I was thinking, oh my gosh, I got to do this.
Great. Great job, Shore.
Well, thank you.
All right, who wants to go next?
I can hop in and go.
Okay, Adrian, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a few things here. I feel like I want to reference an M name like Marco. And I'm seeing a smaller man step forward. He's thinner. I believe wears glasses. The other thing is I feel like I'm seeing him maybe like 50s or 60s as far as his age would go. But also the thing with him is like with his outfits and like whatever he wears, I feel like I see tennis shoes quite a bit. So I believe that this man was like a walker, like he would walk places, and he seems more like physically fit. Um, I would even say like with his walking, like maybe during his lunch break or something, like he would be walking. Like he does it a lot. And the thing is, I feel like it's so much like he does a lot of like wear and tear on his shoes because I feel like you can notice that if you were to look at his shoes. Um, So let me just kind of check in and see if anybody can understand this guy so far. No. Okay. Let me keep going here.
I can understand him, Adrian, just not that name.
Okay. Could you take
Marco.
an M name? It may not be Marco, but like an M name.
Okay. I'll think about it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Um, I do feel like he was a very kind man because I get lots of like warm and fuzzy vibes from him. So I feel like very kind and very caring. Um, Very gentle soul is the feeling I get too. Uh, I also want to say with that, I feel like there's this, I don't know if it's a religious aspect or it's just his personality, where like he would even care about like every living creature, like even down to like a small ant, like he would just be very mindful
Yeah.
of life. Um, and there's something about like nature and the world around us, like very aware uh of the different aspects of nature, but also like the beauty within it. Like I feel like
Mhm.
there's a lot about like the beauty in nature. Um, I'm not sure exactly where it is he's taking me, but I feel like I want to go to an area that would have more like red colored rock and canyons. So I don't know if this is the place of hiking. But would you recognize a place like this outdoors where it's like more red rock and canyons?
Yes.
Okay. So I feel like he's making reference to this place. Um, and again, I feel like I want to say it's like the getting out in nature aspect.
Mhm. Mhm.
Let me see what else here. Would you also understand, like, I'm getting lots of nature vibes with him, but would you also understand, like, there's this big reference to Mother Earth, and I feel like it's caring for the earth and all the inhabitants of it. Like, I feel like there's this strong wanting to take care of it aspect.
Yes.
Um, okay, thank you. Like, even if he's out on his walks, I feel like there's this, okay, look, there's a little piece of trash over here. Let me go pick it up and throw it away. Like he's always just very mindful
Yeah.
of doing that. Thank you. Um, I feel like I'm getting reference to board games all of a sudden because I'm seeing like Jenga, I'm seeing like Monopoly. Like, would
Yes.
you understand a reference to board games?
Yes.
Okay. And also treasure maps. Like I feel like X marks the spot. Like I feel like I want to say X marks the spot. Um, so I don't know if this is like literal or if this is more like figuratively speaking, but I feel like he's making reference to a treasure map, and I feel like I'm seeing little dash lines going across it, kind of like uh making loops and stuff across it, and then there's all of a sudden like an X that is drawn on the paper.
I can
Would you
take that another way. Yeah.
okay, okay, thank you. And he's also making reference to trains. I feel like I want to say steam engine trains, which is interesting. But I feel like I'm seeing more of like the smoke or like the steam, whatever it is that would come out the top.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Would you also understand the reference? I feel like I almost want to go to Australia because I feel like I'm seeing like koalas and kangaroos. Would you understand a reference to like travel or like Australia?
Yeah, for us. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. And again, I feel like it's like the nature aspect, but I want to say the Great Outback, which I know Australia. But I'm almost getting the feeling of going on like a tour or something, like going and seeing animals in the wild and in the open, um, in their natural habitat. Oh,
Yeah.
and okay. He's also referencing the red earth again. The red, I feel like there's something there with the red earth. Um, would you also understand, and I've never been to Australia, but I feel like I'm still there. Uh, gosh, where would this be? I feel like I want to go to like, it looks like more like a plateau. I wouldn't say it's a hill or a mountain necessarily. Um, but I feel like there's this reference to a place there where there's like a plateau and like, or a big rock, maybe like, and there's that red earth, but then like it's that and like nothing else around.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like this is a very spiritual connection, and I feel like there's something about prayer and like spirituality and some kind of connection going to this particular spot. Um, would you understand him talking about this area?
I don't in that way. I can take it for a past memory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. But you wouldn't understand it as like a spiritual connection with this. No.
No,
Okay.
not really.
Okay. Well, I feel like he's maybe referencing, even if it didn't feel that way at the time, like maybe there's more to it. I don't know. I want to just kind of throw that out there, even if that's not recognized. Some kind of spiritual link. So yeah, I'll just throw that out there. Let me just see, lean in for a little bit of a message here.
Okay.
Okay, we're sticking with the spiritual stuff, I guess. And he's kind of talking about nature, and I feel like there's something about okay, because you're very empathic is also what he's letting me know, and like you pick up people's emotions and energies, quite often. Um, and so it's that reference to nature, it's the reference to grounding, kind of going back within and releasing everything else that might be picked up in the day. Because like he's kind of showing me you, and I feel like going outside barefoot and just walking would be a great thing to do. And I feel like it's like he's making get in a routine of that, like a daily routine. Um, and then he also is referencing to like if you aren't able to get outside for whatever the reason, it might be good to do it like while you're in the shower or something and just like rinse it all down. Like I feel like it's a spiritual practice is what he's talking about. Like make it a spiritual practice. Um, just so you don't keep and take on any energies that aren't needed, like that aren't yours or that type of thing. Um, yeah, and he kind of steps back now, and I think he just wants to leave like love and light with you. So
Thanks.
yeah, thank you. Oh, perfect time.
Yeah. Yeah, this was our dear friend, and you were right about the age, and he walked a lot, and with the board games and stuff, he was very playful. And my son was reading a map today, and it shows like the dotted lines, and so I think he, with the red and the earth and the plateau, he was making reference to a place that he used to come with us, where there were so many rocks. And thinking about it now with the spiritual link, it might be that we did get crystals there. Little boys used to try to come and sell us crystals all the time. That's what was popping in when you said that after I couldn't think. So thanks, it's lovely.
Aw, thank you.
Thanks.
Nice job, Adrian. You feeling it, Joanne? All righty.
I am. I was feeling it before even Sure went, but And then Adrian went, and I'm like, well, okay, let's see if the spirit. But I feel like I'm with you, Carol, but everyone else listen. This person, spirit that's coming through, very joyful spirit. And so much so that he's showing me with the tambourine and like hitting every part of his body, like, every part of his body. That's what I think. And he's very joyful. Um, and I love his energy. I feel that when he walked into the room, his spirit, like he would emanate like joy. Um, okay, I'm going to stop right there. Do you understand this gentleman with the tambourine? Tambourine. He also shared it was like he did percussion, and like his spirit was just so joyful. Would you understand that, Carol?
I know more than one.
Oh. Okay. Well, let me see if I can separate this joyful gentleman. Um, I feel that he also had a round, like abdomen, like he had sort of this, um, like the joyful Buddha. Um, he was fuller in his abdomen a little bit. And then, oh my goodness. Okay. So he also he's sharing me, I'm like, he liked to share jokes. He was also not only joyous, but he's sharing with me that he did pranks. Would you understand this about him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So do you know who I'm talking about?
I think so.
Did I separate it enough? Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he just very joyful, and I love his energy. I mean, like that tambourine, like he would play this way. I feel like he would flap his side, and any which way he could make the music, and he would play it. um, what I'm getting, I'm hearing, and names are can be very tricky. I heard Joe before, but then I heard what I'm hearing now is Benjamin. And I know names can be tricky, so if you don't understand that, that's okay. Or it can be a B name with that.
Yeah. I don't know Benjamin.
Okay. Anyone with a B, like a
I'd have to think about
or
it.
Jer. Okay, that's okay. And I mean, asking him why are you coming through? Because I know you. Um, there's a lot of musicians that you um, perform with, and he's showing me like a parade, a celebration. Um, and it is like a marching band almost. Like
I understand the parade reference.
okay, thank you.
Mhm.
And I feel he's showing me that he was part of this. Would you understand that
Yeah.
about
Mhm.
him? Okay. And with that parade, I feel like I don't know if there's balloons or something like flying up in the air along with them marching. And I feel that it was celebratory.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I looked at the time and I knew my mom was here because I saw the number. So she's comforting me. I had to just mention that just as I saw that. Um, so the the reason why he's coming forth is that I feel that he, even though he's in spirit, he continuously is around that energy. That's what I feel like he shows up. And I also feel, and he's showing me there is a Christmas parade that you'll be doing or participating. Something
Oh,
along the line, like that's
gosh,
who
I
he's
can't
showing
believe
me.
he's talking about that. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And I'm hearing you're gonna rock it. Like that's what um, what he's sharing with me is there needs to be a lot of joy and celebration during this time. And I feel that, and he's sharing with me that you're leading it, you're leading the way. Would you understand that? Like, I feel like you're the leader of leading this.
Okay, he's talking about a different band then, but yeah, I
Oh,
understand that.
oh, okay, okay. What's the message? Hmm. He's now talking about you. It's so different in personality, he's saying that you're so prim and proper compared to him. Compared to him. You're very punctual. Very punctual. That's one thing. Um, I feel that that wasn't that important to him, although he showed up. Would you understand that about him? Like,
Yes. Yeah.
yes, okay, okay. I think that's why the contrast between him and you.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just gonna say it. I hear Tom.
Yeah. Tom makes sense.
Okay. Now, did Tom also has he also crossed over, Tom?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I think, well, I know the reason why he shared that is I feel like there's a band that they're on the spirit, like they're continuing to make music on the other side. That's how I feel.
I hope so.
And
Yeah.
okay. The messages, I'm asking for a message. Keep marching on.
Oh,
Keep
okay.
marching on.
Okay.
And with that, he knows that it's not always easy, but you bring joy to a lot of people. Keep marching on. And I'll leave his love with you.
Thank you, Joanne.
Mhm.
So that was one of my former bandmates, okay, and you talked about the big Buddha belly,
Yeah.
but you made a statement right in the very beginning where you said something to the effect of like he could play any instrument or something like this, okay, and he thought he could play any instrument, but he really couldn't, okay, but the thing about the parade, okay, was kind of interesting because we were part of the Christmas parade here for years. Okay, we actually, our band rode on a float that the city provided. Okay, and we went right down Main Street. Okay, during the Christmas parade, and we did that for years. Okay,
Oh,
and
okay.
you said something. Oh, you were talking about Tom and Joe. They were bandmates, and I'm trying to think of what. the Christmas party. Okay, too was another thing too, because the one band that I'm in is having a Christmas party, and I really don't want to go. Okay, which was funny, you know. And then you talked about leading the band. Well, that's my band. Okay, you know, it's a
Oh,
different
okay.
band. Okay, you know, but that's interesting that he knows about it. So, you know,
Yeah. He's
yeah.
a
So,
beautiful spirit. And
yeah. Oh, I adored him. He was my favorite person in the band. He used to sit next to me, and we would just behave like idiots. You know, we
oh, okay,
laughed
because
so
yeah.
much. You know, we couldn't
It's
stop
beautiful
laughing. You
energy.
know, we just like fed off each other. You know, it was
Oh,
fun. So,
that's awesome.
so thank you. I haven't
You're
heard from him
welcome.
for a while, so that was good. Good to hear from him.
Mhm.
All right, who wants to go next? Tammy. Okay, step on up, Tammy, and then Candace, I'll put you in after. That works. Okay.
The reason I want to go next is because, yes, Joanne, your mother's been here since the beginning, and I've never brought her through before. So, but what she showed me actually was, um, did you do some kind of dance when you were younger?
I didn't, but I love to dance.
Okay, so maybe that's what she's showing me, because she's showing me dancing, but she's also showing me like with two hands together, um, and I'm understanding now it's more of a spiritual kind of a spiritual gesture that she shows me. Um, but as I feel into her energy, and I've never brought her through before to best of my knowledge. Um, she gives me a good sense of comfort. So I understood when you said, "Oh, my mother must be here," um, because she's very solid. Like she's kind of like the backbone and kind of the rock. And I also feel that there was I feel there's a part of her that's very do the right thing. She talks about morals and, you know, always kind of doing the right thing, being strong in your convictions um, of the things that you know are right. And that really, excuse me, I'm a little hoarse. That really seems to be something that oh, okay, she's saying she got that also from her parents. So it's something that's passed down. And is this something you would understand about her?
Yes.
Okay. Um, do you have brothers?
Yes.
Okay, because she's saying the boys, the boys could be unruly. Um, so it could be quite a job to kind of bring them into that way of thinking and that kind of solidity is the word she gives me. So would you understand that too about your brothers?
hmm
And she's saying when they were younger.
hmm
So she's specifying that. Um, let's see here. Bear with me a minute to see what else she'd like to. Okay. Oh, that's why she had me doing that. Okay. She's just saying now she liked to do things with her hands. Would you understand that? Because it's so funny because as I was sitting here, I was rubbing my hand along the table that is in front of me, and I kept just rubbing my hands along the table. And I suddenly realized it was like, why am I doing that? And so she's just saying now, uh, confirming that she liked to do things with her hands, but there was also something about she liked texture. Would you understand? Like there was something about texture because I have a very smooth tabletop,
hmm
and I just found myself I was just like going back and forth feeling this tabletop, and so let's see where she wants to go with that. Um, okay, she's talking about she liked textures. She liked the look of them. She also, okay. So she's talking about she liked to create things. I like to create things with my hands. So, She also says, and I was also very good in the kitchen. Okay. And so, you would understand also that she even thought about textures like of food, like textures that would go together, and making them look, not only the textures, but also when she created a table, she really brought in artistry into it, and that, with colors. And so she would want it to also look as good as it tasted. Would you understand that about her?
I know she was an excellent cook.
Okay. Okay. Um, okay. Oh, that's interesting. Let me just make sure I'm understanding her about this. Okay. She's saying that she wasn't outside as much as she should have been or would like to have been. Okay, she's saying I liked the great outdoors, but she just wasn't that kind of a that kind of a person. Would you understand that? That she just didn't like, she liked it, but it wasn't a focus of hers. Being outside.
I don't know.
You're not sure about that? That doesn't
No.
resonate?
Mm-mm.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Okay, she's saying that. I wish I had been outside, more. And she's saying it, more and more and more. I wish I had been outside. Okay. And so she's saying for you that I feel like she's really pushing you, like pushing you outside. Like, I'm pushing you outside, she's saying. So is this something you feel like?
I can take that for me right now. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So she's really pushing you out. Okay. She really wants you to get out. Okay. She's also talking about, for you, that things are going slowly, she's talking about. So she says that you feel that things are going slowly and you want them to speed up. And that you're looking for some more, or kind of waiting for some more inspiration on something you're working on. Okay. And if you're outside more, the inspiration will come. Is there something you're working on? You don't have to tell me what it is, but.
Yeah, I'm always working on something.
Okay, there must be something in particular. There must be something in particular where you're feeling like there's a lag of inspiration. And so she's suggesting getting out. Not only will it clear your mind, but even just seeing certain things that's interesting. She's drawing a parallel to when we're doing mediumship and when we see something, when our eyes are drawn to something and how it's, usually relevant. And she's saying that being out and kind of about does the same thing. So, if you're drawn to something, there's a connection being made to that, and ideas, it's forming ideas and bringing inspiration. Okay. I was trying not to ask a question because I don't want to lead and I want her to talk, but because they so quickly pick up any thought we have, she said that you've been looking in envelopes, something about, there's something that has to do with envelopes with you. Papers or I'm really feeling very much like envelopes. Is there something like you've been looking through envelopes, or you need to put something in envelopes, or?
I was just thinking about sending out cards that I hadn't sent out. Yeah.
Okay. Because, okay, awesome. Because I got this little thought and I'm like, no, I'm not going to think it. And it was, can you give me something specific? you know, a
Mhm.
little bit more evidential. And
Yeah.
before I could even like stop myself, she was like, okay, envelopes. She's been, you know, looking at envelopes. It was like, oh, I tried not to think that. I'm sorry, you know. So let's just see. Let's if she's got any final words here for you. Oh, cherish is the word she uses for you. How much she cherishes you. And I cherished you, you know, I watch over you. I'm with you anytime you need me. Okay. Yes, I'm gonna, my little human mind is getting in there a little bit again with messages. And so I'm going to just leave you with her love there.
Mhm.
And she's really so lovely. So she's so comforting and so solid is the word I want to use. Her principles are just so solid. Yeah.
Thank you, Tamara. So I think I was validating as we went along.
Yeah, you were.
Um,
Yeah.
but yes, my mother was very solid. She was the anchor of our family, um, and very giving. My mother actually would walk everywhere. So I think what she's trying to tell me is I've been telling myself every day, I need to get out there and walk,
Okay.
be
Okay.
out there, yeah, in nature and
Oh,
just,
that's what she was saying. Okay.
yes, because I used to do that and I've been busy and every day I'm like, oh, I need to get out there. So yeah. And like I
Yeah.
said, my mother walked everywhere. So
Okay. Okay.
mhm. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, and I think I validated everything. Is there any questions that
Yeah,
you
no, I think that was pretty much everything. I kind of checked along the way. And I don't usually do that. And it must be because I felt like the connection wasn't as strong as it often is. You know, I don't know
Mhm.
why. It's obviously me today.
Yeah.
So
And I don't share, but she always gives me a sign in two different ways. And they're always in nature too. So
okay.
yeah, thank you.
Okay. All right. You're welcome.
Mhm.
Thank her for coming.
Nice job, Tammy. Whew. All right, Candace, you want to give it a go?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So I feel that I have a man with me, and he is making me aware of that he could have been like on life support. I feel like he showed me the hospital bed, and I also feel that there may have been something with his eye, or that he couldn't see properly out of the one specifically. Does that make sense for anybody yet?
I understand a man on life support. I'm not sure
I
about
can as well.
I do
Okay.
too, but not the eye.
Okay. Let me keep going. Um, and he is making me feel that if he could have just like got out of the bed and given you a hug and made you feel that it's okay, I feel that he would have, because he's making me feel that this was very difficult for you. Because I feel like you showing me you the card, I feel like there's feelings of, anger and sadness and frustration, and you may have felt very alone at that moment. Can anybody take that? Elise?
Yeah,
I
I can
understand.
too.
Okay, both of you. Um, let's see what else he wanted to share. Because he's really like, I looked at my arm and he was making reference to the tests that he had to go through were not nice and that they were painful. And you would have known that this wasn't what he would have wanted. Because he's making me feel that he was like as if he was half the man that he was. And I feel that he had lost a lot of muscle too. Does that separate? Or you can
I,
both still.
I understand it.
yeah, I understand it too.
Okay. Um, I feel that he is showing me when he is younger. I feel like you would have known him when he was younger because I feel like I see a younger version of him and he has what looks like an Easter egg, because I feel like, oh, look what I have. He's so happy and excited about something that he has. He wants to show you. But I don't feel like he's gifting you something. He just wants you, like, it's a feeling of like, look what I got. I'm proud of myself. Does that make sense? Does that separate?
I understand the Easter egg.
And I don't. So, yeah.
Okay, thanks. And Elise, it's just a feeling of that excitement, and that I feel that he would have trusted you. I feel that he felt safe with you. And can you take that? It almost felt like it was just you two in the world.
Yes.
Okay. And would this be your brother?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see what else he's giving me. Yeah, I feel like a definite closeness there. And can you also take that he would have enjoyed the water?
Yes.
But I feel like I'm in my sandals and I'm walking along there, and I feel that this would have brought him a lot of peace.
Yes.
And also maybe brought you both closer together, because I feel that it could have been something that you would have done together. Does that make sense?
Not together, but it brought us both peace to be by the water like that.
Okay. And he's making me aware of that you had your fair share of like ups and downs, and he's giving me a bit of his sense of humor, because I feel like he's showing me a gray hair that you have.
Have a couple of, oh yes.
And yeah. Can you take that he would have contributed to this also? That he didn't always make your life easy.
Yeah, he did a little bit.
Especially, I feel when he could have been younger, because I feel that you would have been worried about him. But he's making me feel that there could have been a time where he just like didn't want to reach out and do his own thing, where I feel that he would have like really had to get up a few times after he fell himself.
Yes. Yeah.
Like that's failures or struggles.
Yep.
And I feel like I don't always want people to know my business. Like I want them to think of me as, a good person who's got their stuff together.
Right. Yes.
Okay. Let's see. He's showing me trees, and maybe there could be some snow on the trees, but he's really emphasizing like the snow falling off the tree. Do you have like a past memory of something like that?
I do. And I just thought about it yesterday.
Okay. Let's see what else. And I feel that he is making reference of when we were like all together, like having a meal or special family holiday. And I feel like we didn't always realize like the good times when it was those times. Like maybe we thought of it as a hassle or like a getting together if he was real and honest. But I feel like now you realize the importance of it where people are not there at the table anymore.
Yes, I understand that.
Okay. Let's see. It's as if he's showing me him riding in a boat and wanting you to jump in. And I feel like now you're going on a beautiful journey together, like on a beautiful trip, a beautiful ride. Because he's making me feel like you got to let your hair down. You got to enjoy things now and take things for what they really are, and like start working towards the things that you really want to do and still achieve. And to remember that there's like no limit on time.
Yes.
And it's better to get started at something than to not get started at all, even if it takes you longer.
Yes.
And how he's showing me that is you making something. I don't know if you're knitting something or like making something.
I am
because,
making something now. Yes.
because I feel like then you will see the end results of it, and I feel like I'll see like people around you who will see this will be amazed, you know. And then he's like, you'll be so happy with yourself. So I feel like he wants to take a lot of weight off your shoulders, and know that I feel that you did what was best for him. Can you take that?
And thank you. Yep.
Let's see. He's making reference of money, and I feel that you would have been given like a few coins when you were younger, and then I felt like I was seeing the newspaper. Like, did you have to go and buy a newspaper? You know, like for a family member?
No. No, but I understand money and newspaper together. A whole different.
Okay.
But yes.
And I feel that he's also showing me you sitting in a theater together or something. I feel like it's dark and it's that feeling of excitement because you're gonna watch something. Does that make sense? Is that a past memory?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And I feel like I want no one else like sitting next to me doing this together than you know? Because I feel that you were similar in your maybe like your sense of humor and how you spoke. Can you take that?
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah. I feel like he's acknowledging that you're a good woman. He would have used a word in between that, but yeah, I just feel like you're a good woman. And yeah, you like the treasure that people really get when, even if you just like be their friend, you know, because he's making me feel like you will do everything for them. You're very caring. And he likes that about you, you know. Because I feel like anything that he would have needed, you would have listened and tried to provide for him. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, so I just feel like he comes through and saying like sis and really acknowledging who you were to him, but that you were so much special and that he loves you. So I leave his love with you. Okay.
Thank you, Candace. Oh my gosh. That's wonderful. Would you like any feedback? He's
Just
here all the time. Yeah, it's my brother. Yeah, the interesting part today, and I'm not sure why it's coming in today and why it's touching me today, but when he passed, he was on life support. And I've said this before. He had no, I didn't know, but he left me in charge of his, whatever that is, making decisions for him when he's in that place. And I didn't know. He had other people and he had children. And yeah, and so I was left to make the decision and doing the right thing. And I don't know why it touches me today, because it was my decision what happened. And I didn't discuss it with others. I listened to him, and he was not available, but he was, I could hear him, and I just listened to him. So I guess I needed that today because it's moving me today. So thank you.
Absolutely beautiful, Candace. Are you up for reading, Elise, or do you want me to hop in there?
Not sure. Let me, I would like to try. Let me see if
Yeah,
I can.
okay. Yeah.
Okay,
I
yeah,
was going to say that was pretty emotional, I thought, but if you're up for it, go for it.
yeah, I didn't realize it's about that time of year as well. So anyway, okay, let's see. So earlier, let me go there and see if that's what's still happening. This is strange, but I got the name Woodrow Wilson. I don't think we know who that is, but there could be others. And Washington, D.C. So I don't know. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that's about. There's a funny man here. The person that came in earlier for me was sure. The name Wilson is connected to him as well. So whoever this man is has quite a funny sense of humor. He's quite a funny guy, but he is excuse me. He does have a connection to Washington, D.C., and he was singing and humming the Star Spangled Banner, which is not something I do. I mean, I'm not connected to the military and all those things, and anyway, so I don't hear it a lot, but it felt like that very patriotic man, singing and humming. He's just always humming. I can't even talk. Humming the Star Spangled Banner. Washington. He worked in Washington. He worked in Washington. What is he doing? Worked in Washington. He is I've brought someone in before, but I don't think this is the same guy. Anyway, he's a high-level official. He is a high-level official. And he is connected to the services, he says, military services. This sounds strange. He didn't serve, but somehow he is connected to the, he says, armed forces, military services. And he's back to Wilson. There's a connection to a Wilson. Can anybody understand any of this guy so far?
I can understand pretty much all of it except the Wilson. I have no idea what the Wilson is.
And does he have a sense of humor?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Maybe he's just connecting me to my, who came in before. He's just being, and having the Star Spangled Banner like over and over and over. Is there a lot of that seems to be important in his?
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
Space. And so he is, and he was in Washington. He has a connection to Washington.
Has a connection to Washington.
And he was in the services. It feels kind of strange, like he didn't serve, but he is.
He did not serve, but he was very closely associated with the military.
But I don't know what that means exactly. And do you have anything with Woodrow?
I just don't know.
Woodrow. There's a road. There's a road. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Okay, so here's this guy. This funny man. Funny man. He is a professional.
Yes.
Professional guy working. He has on his suit and his tie and his briefcase and all his things. Very professional, very good at his job, and he enjoyed it. He said it gave him headaches, a lot of headaches. There was a lot of like that. A lot of dealing with different people or different departments or different goings on that that he had to navigate, and it's like herding cats, he said. Herding cats, a bunch of cats. And it would drive him crazy, but he was really good at what he was really good at herding cats. He was really good at his job. And he had satisfaction in that, but boy, when he went home, he was just like, whew, he was worn out for the day, doing all those things. What else is he talking about? He's talking about his children, very proud of his children. Yeah. Yeah, and what they he said what they did and what they became. The people that they became, but also what they did and contributed to society and helping others. Do you understand that with his children and helping other?
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
Just talking about that he had kind children, very kind and thoughtful children. And he's most proud of that. Not what he did, even though he served or serviced. He's really proud of his children more than anything. And there's one son, do you understand one son that overcame some difficulties of his childhood, and I don't know if it was physical, like physical and emotional. Physical.
I know about the son, but I don't know about childhood difficulties.
Okay. Yeah, there's one son that had a harder time, which that's not unusual, I suppose, but he's giving me the name Bob all of a sudden. Do you understand Bob with him or around him?
Yeah.
Bob, brother Bob, brother. Do you understand that a brother Bob?
I don't know his family that well.
Okay, but you understand Bob. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is this connection? He keeps giving these things because this person that passed that came in through Shore, his brother, his name is Bob as well. So I don't know what there is with this connection he's trying to tell me. Do you understand in-laws with this
Yes.
man?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I guess that's it. And he's such a jokester and a funny guy. He's like in the backyard doing barbecues or doing parties in the backyard, having gatherings and people over, and just being the jokester. He's so serious during the daytime. He kind of puts on a whole different hat when he when he leaves the office, and goes home. Oh, and he travels. He travels with this job.
Yes.
Again, herding the cats. And his wife was a huge support for him in their marriage.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. Okay. Unless he's showing me that. What did I talk about? This first thing will anger. Is that too? Do you I know all the music people come in for you too. And he's showing me a trumpet. He's showing me a trumpet. Do you understand a trumpet with this man?
Yeah, I sort of, yeah.
He's also showing me swimming. He swam he's in a pool as a source of relaxation as well as physical, health, but also a mental health.
I didn't know.
Doing laps in a pool. Okay, what else can you? Okay, he's also showing me sheet music with him.
Yeah, I understand that.
So fun. I mean, before I could just tell you he's in a band or he's not, but I'm not getting any of that kind of. He's giving me these little bitty pieces. Now he's talking about like rag doll, or rag man, or ragtime, or ragtime. Is there a ragtime music or ragtime?
Yes.
Ragtime. Do you understand that with him?
Yes.
Ragtime music. Okay. Yeah, he loved to dance.
I didn't know that.
Well, don't you, Carol? He loved to dance. Anyway, no, he's like this. Oh, he's really funny when he pops out. Well, I don't know. Anyway,
Well, thanks, Elise. That was really great. Okay, because he just passed away in January. Okay, so but he was not part of the band, but he was one of our really rabid fans. Okay, who came to see us every week. Okay, so and he was part of like this one large group of people who came to see us every week. And, we got to know them like far better than we did the other people who listened to us. Okay. But you were asking about the military connection. Okay. And he actually he was an electrical engineer with Westinghouse. Okay.
Oh,
And he built a Tesla coil on his property. Yeah, you know what I mean? It was like, nobody should build a Tesla coil on their property. You know what I mean?
no, why didn't he tell me that? I
Well,
didn't.
yeah, but they, that was the kind of thing that like he and his friends did for fun.
Right.
Okay, so it was a source of amusement for them. Okay, all right. But because he was such a high level electrical engineer, he had oh, Tammy, you got to look it up. Okay. I mean, it's a big coil, okay, that has like electricity
For
sparking
energy,
out of it.
yeah.
I mean, it's a fearsome thing. Okay. But he had when if you're like that smart, okay, the government will give you a pass on being drafted, saying that your civilian
Right.
contribution
Okay.
is too great. Okay. So he worked very closely with the military,
That
with
he did.
electrical engineering in particular submarines. Okay,
Oh,
all right, but he was not, quote, part of the
right.
military.
Right,
So
right,
that's
right.
why, yeah, that's why you got the conflict there, so but
Oh,
yeah, that
cool.
was great. It's great to hear from him. I haven't heard from him in a long time. So, but
That was really great. Because the music, yeah, he really loved it. But I thought he's not in a band, but what's he doing
no, no.
when he's so
But he
connected?
would he would come every Wednesday night, and he would listen to us play, and we just got to know him really well.
Oh,
It's funny because like we cannot be hired, okay, to play for funerals, but we will play for the funerals of our friends. And he was one of the rare people whose funeral we actually played at. Yeah.
oh,
And we gave him a New Orleans Dixieland send
oh,
off with the trumpets and when the Saints go
oh,
marching in, and all that stuff. So yeah, so it was cool. Glad to hear from him.
really interesting.
All
He's
right.
very
So good job. Let me see if I can grab a link here. And I am going to remember to reset my timer this time. There we go. Okay. All right. Does anybody know an Armstrong in spirit? Armstrong. I feel like this is a person more than a place. So, um, okay, but I'll throw it out there. Could it be in an Armstrong place by any chance? Nobody understands that? Okay. Let me see what else I can see out here. I just got all these people yelling words in my ear. Um, does anybody know somebody named Lee in spirit? I'm not ringing a bell either. Okay.
I know someone named Lee who would have a man in spirit connected to
Oh,
me.
oh, okay. All right. Um, is there a connection to politics with either of those men? Like low-level politics?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Let me see. I don't feel like and I got all these people like they're all like stand back. There we go. Okay, so the communicator is a male. Okay, so would your Lee in the living have a male spirit?
Yes.
Okay. And first thing boy, this feels like really old. Okay. Um, because I'm seeing like, first of all, like, did the spirit, do you know, have round glasses?
Yes. So this could, yeah, he has numerous men in spirit. So yes, I understand this one, I think.
Okay, all right, because this feels really old. Okay,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at a man who has round glasses and who has um what looks like Brill cream on his hair. Remember how like they would put that stuff on their hair to make it super
Probably.
shiny?
Yeah. Yep. I think, yep.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. This goes way, 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 way back. Okay. Okay, so I feel like the man in spirit would have been like two generations up. Does that make sense? Not father, but then like a grandfather tier.
Yeah, his grandfather.
Grandfather. Okay. And when I look at the man, I see money around him. Okay. Does it make sense that he would have money around him?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Uh, it's funny.
Yeah.
Would you know if the grandfather would have had a bias towards certain ethnic groups?
Probably.
I'm picking up a little bit of that. Let's see what else we can see. Um, okay, but now the grandfather wants to talk about actually a granddaughter. Okay, so do you have a granddaughter that you're aware of?
Few.
Okay, all right. Let's see. They're named Mary around the granddaughter.
There is a granddaughter. Her name is not Mary, but there's a name around her that is Mary.
Okay, all right. Thank you. See what else we can see. Boy, this is bizarre. All of a sudden I got just this weird visual of um pickles in a jar. Like, you know how they used to, like, some country stores had like big jars of pickles sitting on the counter?
I understand that.
Do you really? That that blows my mind. Okay. Well, all right. You'll have to explain that one to me afterwards. Um, okay. I feel like the grandfather lived in an area where it was very hot and also in a time where there was no air conditioning. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm just feeling this heat, this oppressive heat. Um, I don't feel like the grandfather did um what's the word I want? Manual labor. It almost feels to me like he hired people. He had
Yeah.
people to do. Okay. All right.
You
And
might get
and then the next step of that is like he actually calls them my people. You know, it's like um which sort of in its own way speaks volumes. Um
Yeah.
okay, now he's showing me a for lack of a better word, I'm going to call it a big estate with very well manicured gardens. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. I'm dying to find out what this is. Okay. And on the grounds of the property, I can see what looks to me like a greenhouse. And if it's not a greenhouse, it's a structure that is made of all glass. Would you remember?
There were other structures. I don't know if any were all glass, not that I recall,
Okay. All right. Good.
but I understand yeah,
Okay, the whole big estate thing and
yeah.
okay. And I'm looking at the front of the house. The front of the house has like enormous white pillars and there's a porch swing on the porch. Would you remember that? Any of that?
Yeah, no white pillars on this house.
No.
No swings at that house. Porch
Okay.
swings. There are other porch swings, but not on that house.
Okay, but no pillars. Okay. It just looks huge. Okay. Trying to figure out. But he does not have a tie to politics. They,
Not officially, I would say.
well, see, that's funny. You should say not officially because I'm wondering the same thing. Okay. Would it be possible that this man had politicians in his pocket?
That's possible. Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm feeling. Okay. And I feel like he got roles bent because he had politicians in his pocket.
I would not doubt it.
Okay. All right. I'm running out of time here, so I got to see why he's here. Uh, he says sometimes you have to bend the rules to get what you want. Okay. It's as if he's justifying bad behavior. Okay. And he says sometimes you have to bend the rules to get what you want. Okay. Otherwise, you're not going to get ahead. Okay.
Cool. Nice.
I'll leave it at that. And I'm dying to hear more about this man because I don't think I've run into him before.
Well, it's my grandfather.
Your
Lee
grandfather.
Yeah, it's my grandfather, but Lee is my cousin, so it's his grandfather as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be his dad, but anyway, it turned into my grandfather. I don't know. Yes to all those things. Oh, the granddaughter. Oh, so that's interesting that you say that. The granddaughter is Lee's sister, and Mary is their mother.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's over there. The jar on the counter, that's what my grandfather owned, one of many things, but one was a bar. And on the back behind the, on the back counter, all the whatever's back there, they had the big jars of like pickled pig's feet and pickles and pickled eggs and pickled those big jug things. Like, whoa, this is from the 60s or the 50s, I don't know.
Yeah.
I showed up in the 60s and they were still there. So anyway, he lived in Florida, no AC. So yes, he did hire people. And I can understand my people because he had land that was worked. It wasn't, anyway, it was a different thing. But anyway, so there were people there working the land. So I understand that. Large house, especially for the times. And I'm sure he had a politician or two in his pocket. I don't know that to be true, but it would be my guess.
It was that politics thing just kept on coming back, but like it was just like I knew he wasn't a senator or something like
And
that.
well, it's funny because I have a letter from I think it was my grandmother, his wife, like to my dad, and the governor was coming for dinner or something, or coming to. I was like,
There we go. Yeah.
well, I
Okay.
was a part. It was before my time, but anyway.
Okay. Makes perfect sense then. Okay. Well, thank you everybody for coming to Circle this morning. I'm going to shut us down with a prayer if everyone would join me, please. Thank you, Holy Father, Mother God. Thank you for allowing us to come together today in service of spirit. Thank you for the gift of mediumship that you have given us, and allow us to use this precious gift to help others who need your healing and love. Bless all of our friends and loved ones and protect them from sickness and harm. Bring joy into the lives of people who have sorrow, health into the lives of people who have illness, and abundance to the lives of people who have little. Thank you for the lessons that you have given us today, and help us to continue to build a relationship with you that is based on love and trust. And always, please help us to be the lights that change this world for the better. Amen.